always felt like my vision been bigger than a bigger picture.
Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. NFL preseason games are going on. Just sitting here chilling, watching Minions with my daughter. But I just came across a tweet and like, yo, shout out to Coach Prime, man. Coach Prime is doing his thing. He's producing real talent. He's just not using the hype off his name and getting recruits and they're being below average. Colorado has stepped up their game. It was like winless not too long ago. They're going to bowl games and everything. And that talent is translating into the NFL. Like, just looking at the stats. First off, Shedeur, the hype was crazy. You got Nike on Twitter. You got Nike on Twitter using Shedeur like, yo, you get one shot, this, that, and the third. I'm like, yo, he's a fifth? Was he a fifth-round draft pick? And they're using the hype off a fifth-round draft pick. Like, you think Cam Ward would have been on a Nike, even though I don't think he signed with Nike. But you would think, like, a top first-round draft pick would have been on Nike's Twitter account for preseason. They got Shedeur, fifth-round draft pick, you know, marketing him. And he didn't disappoint. The lights was on. Everybody's saying this was a game like, all right, this is a setup game. Like, yo, you got to produce or they're going to be like, well, he ain't good enough. And ship him off somewhere. And he produced. Shedeur went 14 for 23, 138 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Now, you may think like, that's not a crazy game. But for a preseason game, I had to think about, wait, did he play the whole game? I think he did. At least most of it, if not all. So the yards, you know, a little lackluster, but he barely ran with the ones and the twos in training camp so far. The 2 touchdowns are impressive, and he did have one tight throw that, you know, it was tough. It was a tight window. Got the job done. Shedeur went crazy. And the picture that I saw was they had the quarterbacks from the Browns roster on the sideline looking sick. You got Deshaun Watson like, yo, this ain't looking good. You got Dylan Gabriel like, why did they draft me? If they knew they was going to draft Shedeur later on, they shouldn't have drafted me. Because Shedeur is better than me. And then you got Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco living his best life. He happy. That's my rook out there. Joe Flacco is happy. He looks like a proud dad out there like, yeah, he going to take over the reins when I retire. Because Joe like 40 plus. Joe like LeBron, man. Joe is up there. But let's look at the other rookies. You got Lahjontay Wester. He had one was a kickoff return for the Baltimore Ravens. That was nice. He also had 2 catches for 41 yards. You got Jimmy Horn. Got a lot of buzz with the Panthers right now. He only had 4 catches for 15 yards. But I also saw something like he's like the 5th receiver listed, maybe 6th, but he was a late round draft pick. So if he can stick around with special teams, you know, maybe return some kicks like his former teammate Wester did with that touchdown, he should be good. But it seems like the Panthers really like him. He'll, at minimum, be practice squad. Will Shepard had 2 catches for 20 yards. Not bad. Travis Hunter playing both sides of the ball. He only had 2 catches for 9 yards. Had some defensive plays. Nothing crazy. It's still a preseason, so they got the leash on these guys. Xavier Weaver, he played for the Bucs 2 years ago. Last year, he was actually a rookie, so this is his 2nd year in the league. He had 2 catches, 14 yards, and a touchdown himself. Shilo Sanders, undrafted with the Bucs. He had 1 tackle and 1 quarterback hit. Shilo has came out and said like, yo, I want to be known for special teams. I want to be all-pro special teams, and that's a smart way to do it. He didn't get drafted, so he doesn't have a lot of buzz next to his name other than being primetime son. Work them special teams, go hard special teams, get all-pro special teams, make a career out of that. Or you never know, year 2, 3, 4, you might get in a safety spot because they can't pay nobody, or might cut somebody, or might trade somebody, and the opportunity is yours. But special teams, Shilo got the right idea. Then you got Cam Silman Craig. He had 2 tackles, and BJ Green also had a tackle and a quarterback hit. So the Buffs are doing their thing. Shedeur is performing when the lights is on. That's a tough spot to be in. You ain't run with the ones all training camp barely, and they're like, yo, you starting today, we putting the keys in your hand, go perform. It's like, dang,